are back, guys. As you walk in, please make sure you hit that like button. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button. Please make sure you hit that notification bell on the right hand side. Remember to click all because we go live each and every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 6 o'clock Eastern time. Unfortunately, of course, Monday we was not able to go live. You guys already know Florida is getting ready to prepare for the hurricane. What was Milton? I think what it is, Milton. If I'm saying it correctly. So, guys, but we are back. We doing Chaos Culture Radio even in the midst of the storm. But shout out to those that was pretty much was tuning in, waiting for us yesterday. Of course, the Mom Mother, the Thompson Vision, Chicago Gorilla, Mimi, co-host of the Psyche Avenger, was also in the building, also Wide High. But guys, we are live and we are doing well. Thank you for tuning in to KL Culture Radio. Hakeem Jordan, what's cracking lacking? What's cracking lacking? What is cracking lacking, my dude?
Back on the scene, trying to get it.
We back on it. We back grooving, yo. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We here, baby. So we about to get it in like we always do. So let's go. Let's get it.
And of course, prayers go out to everybody that's living in the Tampa area because I think everybody know they preparing themselves for the storm. I reached out to some people. Some people already are doing well. They're not in the evacuation zone, so they're doing well and they're doing okay. So I don't know, Jordan, Hakeem, y'all got any family members in the Tampa area? How they doing over there? If y'all know anybody that's doing well.
I have Temple. I have somebody. Well, in my wife's side, her auntie, but I think she evacuated already. So she's doing well and everything for my area. So we do have family on my wife's side. So she's doing well. What about
Nah, I don't really have too much people in the Tampa area. Maybe
you?
like friends and stuff, but I know they're like good.
Not only that, but shout out to the motherfucker Kendall that's also in the building. Kendall, if you have anybody in the Tampa area, check up on them. Make sure they're doing well right now because right now they're preparing a storm. They say the storm should be landing in Tampa, I believe, on Thursday morning. So guys, be on the lookout for that. But that's why Care Culture Radio here to keep you guys entertained as y'all get ready to prepare yourself for the storm. Because we know we all Floridians and we gotta show Florida a lot of love. So that being said, Jordan, what's happening in the sports world? Even though we was on live on Monday, but what's going on in the sports world?
Let's go talk about it. Let's get into it. So, as you guys know, a couple days ago, LeBron James and his son Brian, we finally stepped on the court and played with each other. And people was one of the witnesses and everything. And hey, man, they finally got on the court together, even though it was the preseason game. Some people was I just say a lot of LeBron James playing. They was really anticipating to see, a first player ever, in his 40s who's played 20 years could actually see his son, which is 20 years old, could get to play with each other on the same team. And this happened in first time in NBA history. This has happened in Major League Baseball with Ken Griffey Jr. And his dad, Ken Griffey Sr. According to NFL, we probably will never see it. And also, like in the NHL, we probably won't see it. But here on the NBA, this is the first time we ever seen as our son and his father are playing in the exact same team together. So go ahead, I can't play what LeBron had to say after the game, and after that, we'll chop it up.
But the moment, when we came out of the timeout and he was picking up full court and I went up and my guy was taking the ball out, we still kind of stood next to each other. I kind of looked at him and it was just like the Matrix or something. It just didn't feel real. So, but it was great to have those moments out there with him.
Would you?
I was prepping for a game like this, regular. But the moment, when we came out of the timeout, for a father, it means everything. For someone who didn't have that, growing up, to be able to have that influence on your kids and have the influence on your son, to be able to have moments with your son, and then ultimately, to be able to work with your son. I think that's one of the greatest things that a father could ever hope for or wish for. So it's pretty cool.
You've been kind of speaking this into existence for a while, but he had to do.
For a father, it means everything. For someone who didn't have.
So yeah, man, it's to me it shows that if you're in the NBA, if you play for a long, long time, which is kind of rare because you've never seen somebody as LeBron James, who's still in his prime after 20 years, who's still balling, also still a top 10 player, can wait to 20 years and see, hey, my son has talent. He can play and everything, so which is really really cool. But my question is for you guys, Hakeem and Ronnie. I'm starting with you, Hakeem. Do you feel like with LeBron James playing with his team, do you feel like Ronnie, with him playing with his father, do you think he will start his growth as being a better player, or do you feel like this will be okay and then eventually he'll be a better player playing with his dad?
Oh, he's going to be a better player when he's there. I think everybody hope for as a parent. Shout outs to Jonah Hurdum, and Jonah Hurdum's statement rings bell. As a father, you see your son working at the same place to you is a great feeling. By him being there, Bronny wants to show and prove to his dad, thank you. I deserve to be here right next to you. You know what I mean? A lot of y'all forget in old times in the Bible and the Egyptian times, you didn't pick your profession. Whatever your daddy was, that's what you was. And you followed your father's footsteps. For his father to lay out the red carpet for him and make it easy, that's what you're supposed to do. I have no disagreement in that. I hope he can be better than LeBron, but LeBron went through a certain life and to taught certain hunger to get him to where he's at. You know what I mean? Same thing with Mike Tyson. A lot of these guys went through hell to get that. But it's good that he do that. And you also got to remember, white, Asian, Indian families, they practice nepotism. Why won't you want your son to run your company? Why won't you want your son to play basketball with you? Get him $1 million deal. Do y'all forget? I forgot what sports team it is that it was the father and daughter who owned the sports team. You might know who I'm talking about, do you? Was it the Clippers or something? It was a sports team that father, daughter, or something like that, or he owned it, the daughter ran it, she was the president. You know what I mean?
I can't think. I can't think of it. I can't.
Me either. I can't think of it right now. I
Yeah.
can't even think of it. Whatever. But I know. I think I kind of get what you're coming from, but I can't even think of it right now. But go ahead. I can't finish your commentary.
Yeah, so you know what I mean. So I think it's a beautiful thing. You know what I mean. I had these conversations with my friends. We supposed to make it easy for yes, Lakers, Jenny Buss.
Oh, so he's talking about Dr. Bus and Jeannie Bus with his father's face. Okay, you talking about the buses. Okay.
The buses. You see
I
the
was thinking about the Lakers, but I'm like, but like I said, but he died, but after he died, he passed the team on to her. But yeah, but go ahead.
Like she didn't have to work for that. It's in her legacy. So I love the fact that he did that. I think that as black people, a lot of us feel like, oh, you got to work to get here. No, white folks don't do that. White folks tell you, hey, go start as a dishwasher in the company, but we'll move you up after 2 months. I just want you to know the lay of the land. If I'm at a job, I'm getting all my homeboys in. If I'm at the CEO top, I'm going to make you CFO. Poppy, she said, why are you doing that? You got to. White folks do it every day. We think that we got to make our homeboys struggle for that. So seeing him do that is a beautiful thing. He got his son $1 million contract. A lot of us can't, like, a lot of us don't even want to do that. Like, I tell y'all this prior, like, I have kids. I'm in a good position. Yeah, I'm walking my son to the door. He wants to be a rapper. I'm going to the labels and getting him a deal. And they say, oh, he ain't never put out a record. Who cares if he ain't put out a record? I'm going to make this shit easy for him. That's what we do. That's my comment.
Not only that, but shout out to those. Yes, guys. Yes, KI Culture Radio. We are now on Twitter. Shout out to KI Culture Radio. We are now on Twitter. So shout out to the new KI Culture Radio family. Twitter is now on a part of KI Culture Radio. So shout out to those that's watching us on Twitter. We got 5 people watching us on Twitter. Hello, Twitter. So shout out to Jordan Haki said hello to our new Twitter family. We got people over there watching us now on Twitter. And right now, guys, on Rumble, I'm working on you guys right now. We have a technical issue over there, so that's why I'm in the back right now working on you guys on Rumble. And also shout out to you guys that's also watching on Instagram, Facebook, Kick, and also Twitch, guys. Make sure you follow, guys. Make sure you guys are following us. Now, the father and son duo. I love it. And I want us to see more of that in the NBA. See, before I used to have a problem with it. I was like, you know what? LeBron James uses power. He uses finesse to bring his son into the NBA early. But then when I realized, I said, you know what? That's what father is supposed to do. You're supposed to leave legacy for your son to make it easier for them to come in to wherever they're trying to do. So to me, I love it, and I love it, and I love it. I'm just waiting for them two to play to actually be on the court together, playing as one duo and see how it really turns out. And I think LeBron James, he's very happy, he's very excited. You see Bronny James on the sideline is excited, smiling when he sees his pop running up and down the court. Remember, you used to see him when he was a kid. Now he's playing alongside with him. So I think it's going to be a good. I think it's a great look for the Lakers organization to show father and son duo, and I think they are the first one to do so. So pretty soon we're going to see many more of that in the NBA. But shout out to LeBron James for making an example as father's supposed to do. Make it easier for your son. Go right ahead, Jordan.
Personally, for me, I don't think it's heavy pressure when it comes to LeBron James. When it comes to LeBron James, well, when it comes to Bronny James, because as we know, LeBron, he's like one of the people got him as the top number one, number two, number three as the best player who ever played the game. So we know the talents of what LeBron James had and also the talents that Bronny James had. Now for the Bronny James, do I feel like he had a shot? Of course he does, because if LeBron can see the talent that he saw while he was playing, like when he was in college, even though he wasn't a top, top number one, two, or three, or four player and everything. LeBron see that his son's like, hey, he could have a long, prosperous career. What I mean by long, prosperous career is like how prosperous career is. If he could be a bench player and play for 5, 6, 7, 8 years, that's a success. Because a lot of people in the NBA don't make it to 3 years. Yep. So if he make it more than 5 years or 10 years and have be a quality backup and everything, for most NBA players, that's success. We're not looking at Bronny James being be like his father, because there's nobody else. There's nobody will ever be like his father. We're not looking at him being an all-star, because we don't see his child being an all-star. So if he continue to develop his game defensively, continue to create his shot, which we hope for, he can do that. Now here in Lakers land, there's like, so you in Lakers. I mean, you in the Lakers uniform too. So a lot of people is going to be looking at, especially the Lakers fans. And here in the Lakers land, they want to win a championship. So they see see Bronny come in, okay, the first follow duo, playing together. That's good and great and everything. It's just, are they gonna get it done this year? They got a new head coach in JJ Redick, which a lot of people question about if he ever question about getting the head coaching job, because him and LeBron did a podcast with each other and everything. I'm not really sold on JJ Redick. So hopefully the first 20 or 25 games we can see where the Lakers is going and everything. So it's either he's gonna be in the top 4 seed, or they're gonna be in the bottom seed, and JJ Redick might get fired and everything. So to me, it's more of how the head coach is gonna handle the lineup. I know Bronny James, he's not gonna play a lot. I know he's gonna be in the G League, developing and everything, because even though they're playing preseason with each other, by the regular season starts, you're not gonna see Bronny James play a lot. So he's, to me, this year is more of a development year for him, going to the G League, building up his game. But eventually, once he built up his shots, once he built up his defensive game, I think he'll be ready. Because if I'll tell you this, if the JJ Redick keeps Bronny James on the bench and everything, a lot of NBA players is going to be on Bronny, D'ing him up, try to guard him and everything, and say, hey, if you are you ready for the big boy, because this is the big man's league and everything. So when it comes to the Lakers season, it's Lakers is all about if we're gonna win it or not and everything. And to me, it's gonna lean more toward over the coach than it will be LeBron James and Bronny James, because it's the head coach job is to develop LeBron James. I mean, not LeBron, develop Bronny James to be the best as he can. And for me, like I say, I think Bronny is going to be more of a sit-down year to develop his game. And maybe next year, a year before that, you will see Bronny James play a little bit more onto the Lakers team. So that's what I see about that.
I wanted to tell you too. Look at JJ Redick. A lot of people wondering, he's never been a coach before. How did he get onto the team? Nepotism. Somebody knows somebody got him there, and a lot of people say we're mad. We need to call it how it is. Hey, he say Celtics still repping, brother Jay.
Facts. And that being said, Jordan, what's going on with the money, the moolah? What's happening with the money?
Let's talk about the money. Let's get into it. So I want to, now this is a topic I like to talk about, and we're going to talk about side hustles. There's a lot of people say how let's build a business. Everybody feel like they can build a business, but that's not the key. That's not the key. A lot of people, a lot of average people are not going to be business have a business because majority of businesses fail and everything. What you can do if you have having a career and have a 9 to 5 job, you can always have a side hustle on the side to help you with that. It could be a side business that you can that you can take from build up from your 9 to 5 job, and build that up, and have money on the side with that and everything. So we're gonna talk about side hustles because I feel like it's definitely important to talk about. So go ahead, Kim, play the clip from Yahoo Finances. They're gonna explain the details about side hustle, and after that, we'll chop it up.
Of Americans have a side hustle, according to a Bankrate survey. And 72% of people say they feel more financially secure with more than one source of income, according to a recent Quicken survey. To discuss how a side hustle might get you closer to your wealth goals, we have Eric Dunn, Quicken CEO, personal finance software provider. Eric, great to have you here with us today. Certainly do appreciate the time here. So, just walk us through what you're finding in the survey here and the number of people that are feeling that they need to have that side hustle in order to complement their prime gig or their main gig.
First, thank you for having me on today, Brett. It's great to be here. And I guess I personally found the results of our recent survey a little bit surprising. We surveyed 1,000 adults who have a side hustle, which we define as someone who they have a regular job, but they also have another source of income from their independent activity. And maybe I have kind of an old-fashioned view of what a second job would be, and sort of imagining exhausted factory workers taking in laundry in the evening to buy shoes for their kids, or people working at a remote call center. That is not what these people are doing. If you look at what the side hustles are reported in our survey, the number one activity was personal assistance, and historically that was something you had to do in person, but technology has enabled a lot of remote activities. Caregiving is also on the list: animal care, fitness, writing, and then one of my favorites, crafts. People, sewing or cabinet making, doing things that are kind of creative and high value, and often things they really like. And that was kind of the overall sense I took away from the survey, is that a side hustle is not a stopgap, a desperation measure to make ends meet. It's a positive in these people's lives. They figured out a way to fit the side hustle into their other working life, and it's not a stressor. It's not a stressor because for them it's an efficient way to make extra money, and they're typically making over $1,000 a month, so it can be material to a lot of families. And in many cases, it's aligned with their passion, and it's fun. Now, don't get me wrong. There are some, hardworking families where the side hustle is essential. Mm-hmm. They need that to make the budget balance for their family. But in the majority of cases, they're using the income from the side hustle to do something positive in their financial life.
Certainly.
In many cases, they're paying down student debt. It's funding leisure activities, or sometimes they're saving. So just in summary, the modern side hustle fits into people's lives pretty well. It's a positive in their life, and for the most part, it works really well.
And so with that in mind, and the number of people that are trying to balance side hustles, how can those who don't currently have a side hustle but are trying to figure out where to create additional income? Because we always talk on this show about creating streams of income, and a side hustle may very well be one of those. What's the best way that you're finding people are effectively going about balancing side hustles right now?
Yeah, I think a couple of things stood out with people who successfully worked a side hustle into their personal and financial lives. One is to start slow, and there's clearly a risk of overcommitting and creating stress. The other is, if you possibly can, find something that kind of matches your passion, something that you enjoy doing, something that's a positive in your life. And then another hallmark of the individuals who are successful is they dealt with what we see as the one downside of having, or the one significant downside of having a side hustle, which is managing a little bit more financial complexity. If you just have a single day job, understanding your income is pretty easy. It's predictable. Every 2 weeks you get a paycheck. If you have a side hustle, the income is much more unpredictable, and also any expenses associated with it need to be tracked separately. So, for people who haven't found a solution for tracking this extra financial complexity, it can be a source of stress. Many of the people who are struggling with the complexity resort to spreadsheets,
Right.
or in some cases using multiple apps. And then, of course, the happy path, of course, is they use a product like our Quicken Simplify or Quicken Classic, which is a great tool for people in the situation to manage the additional financial complexity. So to recap, how do you get into it? Start slow, pick something that aligns with your passion, and get started early with the right financial tools, so that you don't end up juggling the math as well as the time.
Eric, just lastly, while we have you here, we know the business that Quicken is in. We know that there's this new IRS free tax filing that's expanding even further to 24 states. I wanted to get your thoughts on this and if there's any impact materially to your business.
Yeah, thank you for asking that. 140,000 tax filings is not a huge number in a country that has well over 100 million tax filings, but presumably it will grow and become significant over time. Our business isn't about tax preparation. Our business is about helping families track their finances and assemble the information, including the tax-related information that they use when they file their taxes. And whether they file their taxes using the IRS direct file program or with an accountant or using a software product, they still need to assemble the information in a coherent, accurate way, and we help them do it. So it's a neutral for our business, and I think our value proposition for people filing taxes remains strong.
Eric Dunn, Quicken CEO. Eric, great to speak with you here today, and some great insights from the survey findings as well. Appreciate it.
Okay, thank you again for having me on.
Yeah, so there you go. As when it comes to, as we can see in our economic times, I think a lot of people, especially people that live in a major city, a lot of people are having like side hustles, maybe having like a second line of income coming in the house, because I feel like it's very, very important. Especially you have extra bills you got to pay. What he said, student loans, medical bills, or anything like that. So go ahead, Ronnie, man. What's your take on how important it is to have like a side hustle, especially if you live in a major city?
To me, side hustle is very important. I always mention that someone, if you have like something that you're very talented in, to me, make money. You can make money out of anything. So if you're good in clothing and you like to design clothes, make your own clothing design and then sell it online. Create I'm saying side hustle. I think is like the one of the biggest thing about being an American, because there's so many opportunity when it comes to side hustle. I think people always knock the person that always have side hustle. To me, I don't knock it. Money is everywhere. I always tell people all around you, there's opportunity everywhere. You could turn around, there's opportunity. So to me, never knock the side hustle away. If you see an opportunity, go ahead and take it. There's always a way to make money. That's why I say I don't understand why people could be home and be lazy and not do anything when there's opportunity all around us. Some people now are making millions of dollars just by home and live streaming. That's a side hustle. That's not a career. That's a side hustle. So to me, there's opportunity with. That's why now I think as an American you got to learn how to take opportunity, because money literally is growing all around us. Go right ahead.
Tyranny. I don't know what are you talking about. Shout outs to Tyranny. She said if Kamala wins, she'll be the woman that sits on the earth like the book of Revelation speaks about. That sounds like misandry. So now we'll get back to the regular show. Everybody in America should have a side hustle. Cutting yards, making cupcakes, selling plates. It's essential now, especially if you're a person that's on the lowest economic, since you got to have it. You know what I mean? And you know what I mean? And it also to focus on your dream. Even if it makes you a couple $50 and it buys you a cup of coffee, that's something you don't have to, worry about. But I think it's essential. I've always been a person who pride on side hustles and want to get busy. You know what I mean? So,
Hey, what we do right now, when I'm with these fellas, we doing a side hustle right now, and I love the side hustle. My wife, she has a side hustle. You know, she does dog boarding and everything. So we have like four streams of income coming in the house and everything. I feel like having a side hustle, especially in major city, is very very important. Especially if you live by yourself, it's extremely important. If you don't have like a side hustle, let alone a second job, usually you're gonna struggle and everything. So Ronnie is right. There's every opportunity that you could do. You can, you could have especially here in LA, food trucks. Oh my God, you have food trucks everywhere and everything. Sell clothes, do a podcast. There's just so many other things you can do. You can go on YouTube, see what type of side hustles you can look for. Vending machines, you want to do that. That's what I wish. Hopefully, in a year or so, I still want to do that. That's still my dream. Still my dream. Everything. So I still want my vending machine. That's the side hustle I still want to do. So hopefully by next year, I'll have like a video and I'll show it to you guys. So a vending machine is another side hustle and everything. So but other than that, yeah, it's very important, especially our millennials, the Generation Zs. Please look up easy side hustles. And the thing is, it's like, you don't have to take majority of your day. It could take 2 hours, 3 hours, and 4 hours. If you can find time during the week, you want to do it every day. If you can do it 2 to 3 times a week, and it makes you, really really good money. It's really good to have a side hustle. It's really good to have a side hustle. So having a side hustle, we preach it all the time. That's what we're doing. It's very, very important. And if you find a side hustle that you like and you're really, really good at it, maybe you could turn to the business and you can retire from your original job that you have. And that's what we're trying to do is, we have our side hustle. Hopefully we can build enough of the business that we can stop working in our jobs and we do this full time.
Big facts and upon facts. Jordan, you already know what time it is. Shout out to that. You already know hip hop. What's going on in the hip hop world? What's happening with the hip hop?
Let's talk about Crazy Yo Kodak Black. So over the weekend, I don't know how he did it, and it blows my mind. So he went on, I think he was on live Kick and everything, and he was walking around the center right so, and for some odd reason, his car got on fire for some reason. His car just got on fire. We do have a clip for you guys, so go ahead, can you play the clip? And after that, we'll chop it up.
We gotta repost this hoe on your story. Nah, thank God. Bro, we was on the highway. Hold up, I gotta go do this. We was on the highway and the bitch started like jumping. It smelled like gas.
So the person at the bar?
That whip.
The bartender,
that Whipple motherfucker.
The bartender told me that she saw a car roll back on fire.
Yeah. Like, nah, it started smelling like gas. We pulled it over. Waited a little bit. We was trying to take it to drop it off to get looked at because the gas line was leaking or some shit. Next thing you know, we're like coming up the street. We didn't drive it, someone else did. We're coming up the street and we're like, is that the fucking Impala? Sure enough, it fucking was.
He got out.
Thank God we got out that hoe. Not lying. We gotta repost this hoe.
I don't know who his mechanic was, but see his Impala go over flames like that, I don't know if he did his car the car by himself and everything, but yeah, man, that's dangerous what happened to him, man, and it looks like everybody was okay. So go ahead, Hakeem, man, what's your take on Kodak Black's car being on fire?
Hakeem, you muted, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad, because I was still hearing in the minute. Yeah, Kodak is gonna hold on. What he said? Yeah, I understand that you shouldn't just say stuff. People have art as a full-time career. Yes, you are correct. And appreciation should not be labeled as a side hustle. Anything you work hard for. Narrative dollars, you are correct, but I don't think we was. Did we say something as a? Did we label something as an art as a side hustle? There's some people who might work. You know, the thing we were saying is some people might work a regular job and might make T-shirts on the side. Those are what we talking about as a side hustle. We know people do that full time. But as far as Kodak Black, this is something like he's always gonna be in the news for some antics or something like that. So he ain't never gonna, you know what I mean? It's this ain't nothing new when I seen that. He just gave Sexy Red a new all red Maybach.
Yeah, I saw that, but I don't know. I don't know. It's probably just bad mechanic, bro.
Yeah.
Because you know how it is. Sometimes you go to these mechanic shops, they swear they got the best mechanic in the world, and you go over there and they go over there and mess up your car. So that's why I
Basically.
kind of understand. Like he probably pissed, but he did just give Sexy Red, I think, what over the weekend, a nice car for
Mm-hmm.
the tour. So
Mm-hmm.
Kodak, Kodak don't really care. Stuff like that, it don't really bother him. Like, if his car messed up, he just buy another one. And not only that, I heard he's not even supposed to be driving. I thought his license was suspended.
Yeah, you got a point on that.
Allegedly, I thought his license was suspended. So who the hell driving his car? Excuse my language. I was saying, like, he not even supposed to be driving. So somebody driving his car, but that's just funny. It's just funny, but it's just a bad mechanic job. Knowing him, knowing Kodak Black, I know he got insurance, so he probably just gonna get another one. What car was it anyway? Was it like
It
his
was a
his Maybach
no, it's a
or his
don't.
Bentley?
It was
It
a
was a
don't.
dunk.
Oh, his Dunk.
Old
Oh
school
yeah.
Not
Impala.
his famous Dunk. Not his
Yeah.
famous Dunk.
Yeah.
Oh, now he gonna get another one. That man got money like crazy. Go ahead, George. That man got money.
Yeah, I know how the Florida boys feel about the dunk and everything. When I first saw a dunk moving to Miami, I was like, what is that? Okay, it's like an old school Impala where you have like 28, 29-inch rims on it and everything. I was like, oh, so that's what you call a dunk and everything. So when it comes to Kodak Black, I'm with you, Ronnie. It's really nothing to worry about. With something like that, it could be easy fixed and everything. He probably got maybe a couple more Impalas, in different type of colors and everything. And with this one, he had a gas leak. And he had a gas leak. And with certain old cars like that, you gotta make sure you find a Robert candidate to fix that, because when it comes to old school Impalas, it's easy to have a gas leak if you're not if the mechanic's not properly fixing the car right and everything. So it's easy stuff like that can happen. Newer cars, you're not gonna have that situation, especially with electric cars. Of course not, and everything. But when it comes to old cars like that, you got to be careful, because they have older parts, and then older parts, they can ruin, and also they can mess up quickly. And with Kodak Black, his situation, got a gas leak, and eventually his car went up in flames. But other than that, everybody was okay.
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely. So that being said, man, shout out to those that's watching us right now on Twitter. Shout out to
Hey
the Twitter
Jalen.
family. Shout out to the Twitter family. Shout out to not only that, but shout out to Jalen that's also in the building. Ashton Williams, the creator of Chase Adventures, that's also in the building. Shout out to those that's also watching us on Rumble. I'm working on Rumble right now in the back. That's why I keep my
Brr.
cam off right now. I'm working on Rumble right now. So you guys bear with me. Bear with me, guys that's watching us on Rumble. I'm working on you guys right about now. And shout out to those that are watching us on Instagram, Facebook, Kick, and also Twitch, guys. Make sure you follow. It's so very important that you guys follow so you never miss when we go live. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell on the right hand side. Right now, we're about to deep dive to different variety of topics. But first, the weather, because you already know the hurricane is coming through. Florida, but I think it's a lot of hype, and I think they over exaggerated what's going on in Florida. So Jordan, go ahead, my brother. Do your thing.
So we all have experience with hurricanes. I lived in Florida for 10 years. I experienced a few hurricanes myself. Ronnie Hakeem, born and raised in Florida, so they have more experience I have with hurricanes and everything. But we definitely gonna talk about Hurricane Milton, about the hype. You know, it's right now it's a Category 5, but as soon as it come hit Florida, it's supposed to be like a hit, maybe like Category 4 to Category 3 and everything. So we're gonna explain a little bit more about hurricanes because we like I said, we experienced hurricanes. So go ahead, I can play the clip about the current update of Hurricane Milton, and after that, we'll chop it up.
All right. Well, of course, Anthony Copeland, we've been tracking it all, back here at the station, and we know it just does not look good for those communities.
And we know that there are people here who have properties down there or have families in that area. So what is standing out to you right now, Anthony?
Well, I mean, the wind damage is taking a back step when it comes to the life-threatening storm surge that's on the way. And this part of Florida usually have the worst when it comes to the storm surge because of the low-lying areas. And right now, Tampa Bay is under the gun with the path of Milton, and that is not good news when it comes to that wall of water we've been talking about. We're talking about significant storm surge, 10, 12, 15 feet. That's life-threatening, folks. Right now, a Category 4 storm sustained maximum winds of 155 miles an hour, moving to the northeast at about 8 miles an hour. Right now, current path moving right on top of Tampa. If that holds true, we're looking at significant storm surge in that pocket of west coast of Florida where we have Tampa Bay. So that wall of water is really just going to be funneling in and staying, giving a 1-2 punch when it comes to the remnants and also just the impacts of Milton. For the next 4 hours, all quiet 60s and more fall-like weather on the way. My full forecast coming up.
Okay, Anthony, thank you.
So like I said, we all experience hurricanes and everything, and sometimes they like to use scare tactics when it comes to mainstream and media and everything. But we're going to, deep dive into it and everything. So go ahead, Hakeem. What's your take about Hurricane Milton coming to hit Florida, Central Florida, exactly?
Yeah, I do think that Central Florida should be worried, but a lot of the other side is not. Also, too, companies are going to make millions and millions of dollars. Home Depot, Winn-Dixie, Publix. And I just tell people to be self-aware about that. Guys, folks in North Carolina was thinking like that. That is true. And I'm not saying to not be prepared, but I'm just saying, like, I think maybe you speaking to somebody who's been through Hurricane Andrew and where everything was out, the United States Army was passing out MREs out. And I remember this vividly as a kid. There was nothing out there. People was breaking into stores. It was complete anarchy. But you've been through one hurricane, you've been through a lot. So there's certain things you prepare yourself to, stack up on water, make sure your houses are boarded up. Sometimes, and then as worst goes to worst, go to the bathroom and get in the tub.
See, here's the thing. Right now, like you had the mayor of Tampa. She made a comment on CNN. I'm sorry we didn't even play that clip, but she made a comment on CNN when she spoke about the situation. If you are in the Tampa area, if you don't get out of those zones, you are gonna die. Now we've been, like Hakeem stated, we've been through Hurricane Andrew, and people that lived in Miami at that time, Ken Dog could relate. Anybody that was living in Miami around Hurricane Andrew, they could tell you how disaster it was because of the fact what people wasn't prepared. If you prepare and you know what you need to get during a hurricane season, you should be fine. Now if you're living in zone A and zone B, those are normally all the water area. Those are the beach area. To me, you need to evacuate yourself out because those areas tend to flood. Now you have some people that are stubborn, that don't want to leave the property because the simple fact is they own the home. They say, hey, I'm not going anywhere. I want to see the waves go up all the way to the sky. Those are ignorant people. But most of the people that understand that are Floridians, they know when to leave the area. They're not gonna stay there. But people that's being disobedient and say, "Hey, I want to stay there during the storm," you're taking a big risk. Get out of
Yeah.
there. Go to somewhere. Say there's a lot of shelter right now that's provided for you. You don't have to go too far. The storm is coming. I think Thursday around I think 8 o'clock in the morning. So you guys should be fine. You know, like I said, I have relatives that do stay over there. They're not in the warrior area. They're more likely in the the city part, the housing and stuff like that. They don't really have that much to fear. But at the same time, but if you live in those beaches area, get it somewhere safe. Don't be out there because some people like to go surfing. I can't enjoy. Them people like to go surfing. Like I'm gonna go on a tidal wave.
Yep.
Don't do that. Don't risk your life. Just get out of there. The storm gonna pass over. Normally the hurricane don't even last that long. It normally lasts like a couple of hours and then move fast. So, but I think the news is taking it way way too far, and I think it's scaring a lot of people. Right now, we don't even have the video clips, but if you go in the grocery store now, everything's completely wiped out.
Yep.
Completely wiped out. Go right ahead, Jordan.
I was gonna go to the surfer things because there's a lot of surfers from California and Hawaii. They be waiting for big hurricanes to come. They will fly over from California or Hawaii, and they will go all the way to Florida, and they'll be riding the waves like that. And I seen clips of stuff like that. I remember when Hurricane Irma was supposed to hit and everything, supposed to hit Miami, but it didn't hit Miami. It went through to the 40 Keys, and it went up and everything. So I experiencing that. So when it comes to like surfers, these are big surfers' dream. They come when they see a hurricane like this, they'll come and they'll enjoy their stuff and everything. And I'll tell you this too, when it comes to like Louisiana, Texas, Georgia, the Carolinas, Mississippi, Alabama, Florida are the most prepared when it comes to hurricanes.
Mm-hmm.
They are the most prepared. Why? Because Florida is kind of in like a hurricane. It's like in a hurricane alley, which hurricane is most likely to hit that state than any other state. But you guys, right after the Hurricane Andrew hit you guys, like Florida has been very prepared. When it comes to state of emergency, when it comes to make sure you have when it comes to you have your supplies and everything, be ready, all that type of things. And when I moved down there, and I learned how to prepare for hurricanes, I was ready, all that type of thing. So people that lives in the water, Ronnie says, get out, evacuate. But you live in inland, you should be okay. As long as you're in the hurricane and hurricane evacuation areas, you should be okay.
And now that is also a rumor. They say FEMA right now don't have enough money to help people that's also dealing with the previous hurricane. That's also a lie because recently I just saw a report that said they have about $8.6 billion unused money. So they do have money. I don't know what's going on in North Carolina with the FEMA situation. So I think right now Ron DeSantis, he's really upset at the Biden administration because right now we are in hurricane season. They should not too much hold the money back. The money need to be released because they're gonna need it. Because a lot of homes and stuff is gonna be destroyed, especially if there's a category 5. Right now it's a 4, but they say as it get closer to Tampa, it should be a category 5. Same thing like Andrew, but now Florida's more prepared than it was back then. And then I think 1993, if I believe so. So guys, if you're listening in, you are in the Tampa area, just be mindful and be careful. Please get out of that. Just get out of the city over there if you near the water area because it's gonna be dangerous. They still working on the future. I think right now, I think they tried something out. I came in Jordan by the hospital. I think they build like they had it in the hospital. They build like a shield. So I think that's the future. They're gonna start doing that so the waves won't go as high as the shield. I think the shield like right there. I think it's 14 feet. I think it was in Tampa Hospital, but that's gonna be the future to avoid the flooding from happening. But until then, guys, make sure you get someone safe. Be safe. Make sure you have your supplies. Make sure you have the battery. Make sure your phone charged. Just get out of those flooded areas. Don't be ignorant because it can be very, very, very dangerous. And like I said, there's a lot of places that have shelter as well. So we just want to dive in because we all Floridians. So I just want to make sure Jordan want to make sure we do a topic on this as we head forward to the other topic. So pray up, stay up, sleep well. It's a hurricane coming, guys. Go right ahead, Jordan. Do your thing, big dog.
All right, let's go on. Let's get into it. So let's talk about Method Man. So Method Man has opened up about his lifelong battle with depression, claiming it never really goes away. While recently speaking with rapper Fat Joe on his news Star series, Method Man got real about his mental health and much more. Starting off with a segment or two, talked about the guilt feeling when you get when someone crosses your mind. Do you think to check up on them? He also said the point that I'm trying to make is every now and then you when you get a thought like, dang, I wonder what this person is doing, and act on it. Call them and see how they're doing. Find some ways to get in contact with them, and it never hurts. You have no idea how much that can mean to that person. But other than that, he's going to continue to talk about it. So go ahead, King, play the clip, and after that, we'll chop it up.
Because every now and then you get a thought about, damn, I wonder what this person's doing. Act on it. Call them.
Yeah.
See how they doing, or just find some way to get in contact with them. It never hurts. You have no idea how much that could mean to them. Because I go through these bouts with certain shit. And
do you still go through that?
Yeah. It never really goes away. It never really goes away. You have, like I said, I have bouts with it and things, and Dave saw that, and he just sent me a text message, beautiful text message.
Just love.
Yeah, and it was like it spoke to me, big time, and all I could put was all of this with a heart emoji. And I don't even give heart emojis, son, but yeah.
It felt good to know that somebody's thinking about you or your well-being or your health. I went through depression after my sister died, Pun died, my grandfather, same time.
I can only imagine.
So I was like 2 years straight going to therapists, and it could be a sunny day, the shit look dark outside. And what I try to tell
the point I'm trying to make is every now and then, was it an aggressive type of depression?
No, I went through it. Yeah. Like, I never tried to kill myself or never even thought about that.
But I mean aggressive towards the ones around.
I was
aggressive
I was just sleeping. I was sleeping in the bathtub with no water running.
Wow, yeah.
Looking up at the ceiling. And I went to a therapist, and it took me 2 years of beating myself up. And so I tell people, you could be in a gang, you could be in anything. Somebody trying to kill you, just move to another state.
Another state, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But when you fighting your own brain, it's with you all the time. So you could go to the island, you could be in the Fiji island with the bluest water, but you're still fighting that demon.
You are. But the illest one is when you do these displays as a cry for help, and people, some see it and just feel like it's a facade, or I don't know how they take it, but there's a lot of times those people don't get help. I mean, in the bathtub,
People
was it an aggressive and they cry for help right there?
I was bad,
yes, sir.
Man.
Yes, sir. You wanted to display at that point in time, this is what I'm feeling and this is what it feels like. Ain't nothing wrong with that, bro.
So that was a little clipping from Fat Joe Talks on our Star series and everything, and they really explain how no matter how old you get, no matter how mentally you are, when it comes to depression, it could definitely hit, especially if you're dealing with somebody passed away, trauma and all those things. And it's good to hear men like Fat Joe and Method Man talk about dealing with depression, especially as men. We should talk about this a lot more. So go ahead, Ronnie, man, what's your take about the state of the depression when it comes to us as men?
Shout out to 90s that's also in the building, also Victor, head of security Black House, also in the building. A lot of men do deal with depression. I think right now they say especially black men, we are one of the leading cause of depression that's getting a lot of black men doing suicide is due to the fact of depression, because sometimes we don't have no one to talk to. It doesn't matter what stature you may have, like when it comes to stature, meaning profession, career, or livelihood. You're gonna sometimes depression do hit. Some people go through hard, difficult time, and then sometimes you just want to have that one person you can actually go and talk to. That's why I always recommend men to always have a brotherhood that you can always go to talk about your issues. Never hold stuff in, black man, because we tend to hold things a lot because we're taught not to be emotional. We're taught to be strong, and that we can't express ourselves or we can't release that energy which is inside of us. And I think that's a wrong way of teaching. That's why a lot of black men deal with heavy strong depression that they lead to the bottle or to sex or even to alcohol because of the simple fact is we deal with a lot of deep issues within the inside. So it just shows that Method Man is human and he want to be able to talk to about his situation. Dealing with depression is very, very strong, especially in the black community. And I think we need to change the way of thinking and need to have that brotherhood that we could go and talk to. Even your woman. Even though I know people say that's a bad thing to do, but if your woman's understanding that she's there, she's supposed to be there to listen, not to be your therapist, but also to listen to your problem when you have issues. Go ahead, Akeem.
Um, I suffer from depression, doubt, imposter syndrome. We all go through it, and sometimes he does have a point. Like, check on your peoples. You feel me? And I think since society has put this label on us, we try to be very masculine and macho about things where we can't express ourselves. So we eat and bottle these things, and you know what happens when you bottle things up? It explodes or breaks. So it's good to reach out. I try to reach out to people to see if they're okay and to try to put good energy out there. But it's a serious conversation because men don't feel like there's a safe space to talk. You know what I mean? And we find outlets to talk, and you could tell when a person's trying to reach out for help is what I mean, because they'll do things to show you that.
No, but why is that? Why you feel like that? Why you feel like that man feel like it's not a safe place to talk about the
Um,
issue?
because we get ridiculed. It's the stereotype they put on us. Very masculine, hard as a rock. We could take anything. We can't break down. We're a running oil machine like a Toyota. Toyotas don't break down. Jugga, 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 jugga. So until you feel comfortable enough to talk to somebody and be able to be vulnerable, and them not criticizing you for being vulnerable or not saying, "Oh, that's stupid," or saying like, "Man, I just don't feel good today." You know what I mean? Me, I suffer from that too. There's days I don't feel good, but I don't feel comfortable enough to tell people that, because people might look at me and say, "Okay, he has it all together." We don't all do it, and I think that if the world will open up a space for men to talk, and I know women say, "Oh, I don't want to hear a man whining every day about his problems," but y'all want to talk about your problems every day. You know what I mean? This is why when we cry to our homeboys. We cry to our homeboys and our mamas and our sisters and our cousins. You know what I mean? We don't do that to our significant other because we don't know if that invitation is given out to do that without them ridiculing you. So I need you to be strong for me. We all need emotional support. We all need emotional support.
That why I say just give you a woman that understands. I won't tell you because why I put a comment. He say, nah, Ronnie, not the girlfriend. She might walk. Then that's a woman that don't understand. That's not the
You
woman
see?
that you need to tell your problems to. And that's why you see a lot of guys always have side dudes. I mean, side not side dude, but side girlfriend. Sorry about that. Side girlfriends because there's always someone that's gonna listen. Not to give you advice, but just to listen. Go right ahead, Jordan.
And I was gonna say that if a woman really really loves you and looks up to you, she's want to know. She's definitely want to know if you're going through anything because of depression. She does want to know. She does want to hear and everything. And you have the woman like that. She always gonna give you advice, and she also go recommend if you want to see somebody talk to a therapist or anything like that. So there is women that do want to listen, especially if she looks highly of you. So if a woman looks highly of you, your wife, girlfriend, she definitely, she's gonna listen to you have depression problems and everything. With my wife and everything, even though I'm, running around, try to do things I do, take care of my daughter, working, this and that, me when I move around a lot and everything, it kind of keeps me mellow. But whatever, sometimes like if I, think about things, like one example, even though this was depression when my daughter was born and everything, and all of a sudden when my daughter was born, I was having like trauma, started to come out little by little by little. And a month ago, like when I was at work, it's always be like a certain time that it was just like I was thinking about my father and everything, about the past and everything, because when me having the title of being title of being a father, I just thought about all the stuff about what my father didn't do and everything, and this trauma just kept pouring out and pouring out and pouring out. So eventually, I talked to my wife about it and everything, because he saw something was wrong with me and everything. So I told her about it, before I took her to work and everything. And she talked and she listened. And then after that, I had to talk to my mom about it, and I talked to my brother about it too, because me and my brother, we have like similar issue when it comes to our father and everything. So once I talked to my mom and mother, and definitely talked to my brother about it, it really helped a lot. And just to hear, that my wife hears me, she understands. My mom hears me, she understands, and also my little brother hears me, he understands too, because we have similar details when it comes to our father as well. So, when it comes to depression, just make sure the person that you telling to, that you talk to about it, knows that they look highly of you, they respect you highly, and when it comes to you talk about not just depression but anything else, they're gonna listen, and they're gonna be careful for you. And they want to hear you and everything, because I feel like now that we still bitter now as men, for us to talk about our issues, comes to mental health and depression and everything, we're almost there, but we do have that thin line of, there are women, they say they want to, they willing to listen to everything, but they say it, but when it actually happens, they don't want to listen. They just say, no, you're a man, be a man about all the type of things too. So we just need to continue to keep pushing that threshold about, how important for men's mental health, how important it is. And also but not just for women, but for men as well. Continue to have this conversation as we hear now in this podcast. Continue having it, when it comes to people that you trust, when it comes to your father, when it comes to your uncles, brothers, cousins, friends. Continue to build that, everything. Because if you do, for me, when I talk to especially when I talk to my brother about it, and I felt so much better that, I don't even think about it no more, because I felt like, since, my brother saw things that happened to me back in the past. Also, I saw seeing my brother go through things in the past as well. We talked about it for like a good 20 minutes, and after that, we just, felt good about it. So, man, continue to have these conversations, and eventually, hopefully in the next generation or so, for our next generation of men, it won't be so much of a societal thing as, as a man, they tough and everything, as instead of, men have same problems as women do when it comes to mental healthness, as far as depression, and everybody can talk about it, and everybody can, go through things and seek help as well.
No, well said. Well said. I don't know, Hakeem, you got any final thoughts on this topic?
I said enough. I'm scared to even say any more.
No, I think you say you can read some comments from some gentlemen from the chat. I think Darlaw wrote some comments.
Yeah, and Joe don't hurt him too, and why?
Okay. Natasha said, to be fair, everyone can identify a cry for help. If you're going through mental health issues, keep your social circles tight, but try to not judge them if you don't understand the right of way. Natasha, you are 100% correct. Shout outs to Kareem Stevie. Kareem Stevie said people don't always know how to help someone when they're going through something. The girlfriend and mom know everything about you. My brother Jordan Herner said, this is why you marry your best friend, because only a friend can speak with you about your feelings. Facts. Angry woman has no loyalty to her husband and kids. The initial topic is definitely on point, because people are ignoring the fact that male voters are not voting for a Kamala. We definitely going to touch on that. The question is, why do I need to address? Why do I need to address? Right?
Yeah, that's right. That is a question. But remember, as men, we're taught to be solution based. We're not taught to express ourselves, and I think that's why we deal with heavy on depression. And I think I would say that's a method that needs to be changed. That's a method that do need to be changed. But that being said, we are at the hour mark. The hour mark is we're about to get ready to deep dive onto the main topic, which is the Kamala Harris and the black man issue. So go right ahead, Jordan, on that. Shout out to Mr. Muhammad that's also in the building.
All right, let's talk about it. So let's talk about Kamala. So, even though the election is literally less than a month away, Kamala Harris is having problems getting the men's vote. Not just black men, but men in general, because there are men are still questioning about her economic plan, and a lot of men are seeing that she's not really talking about it, and a lot of men, you want to be on camera, and a lot of men are really not holding, either they're holding their votes or they go vote for Donald Trump. So go ahead, I have two clips. There's one clip is from Twitter. It's right under the DDG one.
Mm-hmm.
Play that one, and after that, play the Magic Johnson one.
And Republican business people and a lot of men. And she's got such a big problem with men. I think there's an undercount of the Trump vote. I think there is misogynation in all of this, black and white men. Big problem, but also the business world. They don't think she is serious. They don't think she's a heavyweight. And a lot of this is gender, but she's got to be more specific about her economic plan. I think they've got to double down on doing more interviews and serious interviews.
There's a lot of black men in here, and I don't mean to, not talk to other people, but this is important. Our black men, we got to get them out to vote. That's number one. Kamala's opponent promised a lot of things last time to the black community that he did not deliver on. And we got to make sure we help black men understand that. So that's why I'm here, to make sure I help black men understand. First, get out and vote, and then vote for the next president of the United States, Kamala Harris. Now, there's a lot of black men in here, and I don't mean to not talk to other people, but this is important.
And so you can see with the Democrats, they constantly send celebrities like Steve Harvey, D.L. Hughley, a lot of and keep pushing on to black men to vote and everything. And the thing is, it's like, especially in this election, not just black men, but a lot of men in general, it's like, either they're not going to vote, period, not going to vote for Kamala, or either they're not going to vote for Kamala, or they're going to vote for Donald Trump, or they're not going to vote, period. And you're seeing a lot of men that say, hey, either I'm going to vote for Trump, or I'm going to cast my vote and everything, because, coming from Kamala, she's, as a man, she's not really impressing us when it comes to the economic plan, or what's she going to do to help, get us out of inflation, and, make sure that when she's in the next 4 years, that, the economy will be better, and that the Biden administration has left today. So who want to go first, Ronnie or Hakeem?
I'm going to cook. It doesn't matter.
Go ahead, Hakeem. Go ahead.
I got some to cook too, but go ahead.
So, in narrative and dialogue, we gonna cook today. I'm gonna take y'all to church. Before I go, he said I would never take advice from a brother who cheated multiple times and caught HIV, and then have the nerve to say, "Listen to me, black man. Are you smarter?" Hey, Joe don't hurt her. You hit it right on the spot. That's like saying taking advice from somebody who digs ditches about farming. So let's be serious now. What have Kamala said that's going to benefit men? What policies has she directly focused on men of all nationalities? What are men affected by the most? Criminal justice reform, economics. Is she going to be able to get more jobs? Is she going to be able to correct the criminal justice system? And then are she going to specifically have things that focus on certain type of men where there are bipartisan policy for men? She said a lot for women. She has yet to say anything for men. Why are we going to vote for a woman who has not said anything for a man? A lot of y'all might say, hey, let's vote for her because she's black. Let's vote for her because she's going to do better than the other component. That could
But
be
she ain't
true.
black. I just want to say that she is not black. But go ahead.
She's not black, but that could be true. But a lot of people who read, who own their own homes, who own their own businesses, the lady just said it is. She needs to go campaign hard. She hasn't. Do people forget the majority of millionaires and billionaires are men? The cities and towns you live in, the funeral home owner, the guy who owns the dealership down the street, who walk down the street, who owns the supermarket, they are men. What are you going to do that's going to benefit them? Are you going to give us tax cuts? Are you going to create job programs that's going to funnel a lot of these guys from jail and in? Are you going to help this Hispanic community, the Hispanic men, get citizenship to work a little better and they'll be able to get funding and all this? A lot of this, although, too, and here's the thing. We talk about this all the time. All the time. All she said is housing. All she talked about was housing. And all she talked about was a simple tax cut and some small business. What about student loan forgiveness? You feel what I'm trying to say? So the thing is like, you want us men to just vote willingly. Don't worry, we got something in store for you. Don't worry. It's just like the blind leading the blind. I haven't heard anything that's going to benefit me that I could say I could go there. A lot of men are out of work. It's like, what, 64% of men who are not working and some who just dropped out the workforce? Where's the companies? What about the mental health for men? You know what I mean? Most men are the ones who are committing self-infliction on themselves. Most men are homeless in America. There's programs for women who are homeless and who have kids.
Let me help you out. I saw a study. Homelessness is at the highest it's ever been in American history. I just want to say that.
You see? And who leads on that? Men. Most men are homeless. So when we talk about these things, and a woman would just say, don't worry, she got something in store for you. Don't worry, we haven't heard anything. What about the younger men who are growing up, looking at this and say, Kamala didn't say anything for us? What about the gay men that are coming up too? They are affected too. So when we're talking about we need a bipartisan thing, that a sector of blocking that's going to help us and do this, and I'm only speaking what's on the table for men. What's on the table for businessmen? What's on the table for students who are men? What are you going to do to benefit men? We've heard what you're going to do for the women. And some women should just say, you should be happy with the way it is. We need it better for us. Y'all already got it better. Are you sure? A lot of us are homeless. A lot of us are self-affliction. A lot of us are going to jail. A lot of us can't afford to go to college. And you want to know, so it's unequal why most women go to college than men? There's a reason for that. Are you going to fix that, Kamala? That's my take.
Go right ahead, Jordan.
All right, I'm gonna cook too. So as you know, even though she's been going for president, She's also the vice president too, right, Hakeem?
Yep.
4 years, right? What have you ever heard ever since she's been voted for president? She's been vice president. Have you ever heard from her since this year? Nothing.
Not once.
After she was elected as a vice president, we didn't hear from her for 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Like a pin drop. We didn't hear anything. When it comes to helping out men, when it helps out women, we didn't hear anything with that. If you look with her history here in California, a lot of people don't disagree, but when it comes to putting black men in jail and also putting black women in jail too. I saw a story like a month ago how she put a black woman with her child had what's that disease called? She had I forgot what she had, but I forgot what she had, but she apparently a black woman was take care of her sick child, and the thing is like she had to take her to the hospital and every day do checkups and all that type of things, and then once Kamala was the attorney general, she would start attacking parents who wasn't sending kids to school, but the thing is that the black woman who had a kid, she had like receipts of she had to go to the hospital and everything because she needed to get checked up and everything. And so what Kamala did and everything, I wish I would have had a video. I would show you a video too. So what Kamala did, she locked that parent up because she wasn't sending her parents to school, but the parents, the child had receipts of her going back and forth to the hospital because she had sickle cell. She had sickle cell. That's what it was. She had sickle cell. So she had receipts of her having sickle cells, but Kamala is put her in jail for no reason. No, she had receipts of her child had sickle cells and everything. So eventually, the mother had to fight. She had to put to jail for like a few months, and while her mother was in jail a few months, her daughter had gotten a stroke because the mother couldn't be there for her child and everything because he had sickle cell and everything. So the mother had to fight, had to fight it off fight the case for like a year or something like that, until Kamala went for the vice presidency, and eventually she wanted vice president and everything. But when it comes to us, because I'm all about helping our black people, especially our black Americans here. When it comes to Kamala helping the black Americans, she's not going to help. She's not going to help any black Americans. I don't care if you're a black woman or a black man. And also, remember, she said this too. I'm not just going to help out black people. I remember she said that. She said, I'm not just going to help black people. She's going to help other people as well and everything. She did said that. So if you look at the history, as an Indian woman, she has not helped black Americans, period, and everything. And I don't care how she's going around trying to write up black women and everything. The black women try to vouch for her and everything. Look at her history. She don't have our black people, period. Especially in California. So, and men are seeing that. And a lot of men is like, you know what? I'm not, this election that I might not vote. I'm not going to vote, period. Or I'm going to vote for Donald Trump. And it's going to say a lot of things if Kamala loses. If Kamala loses, they going to look at, okay, who voted for Kamala, who did vote for Kamala. When it comes to men, you will see a lot of, they're going to have a percentage of how many men voted for her and how many men did not vote for her, not vote for Donald Trump, or how many men did not vote in an election period. And I guarantee you're going to see a lot of men either not vote for Kamala, it's either they go vote for Trump or not vote at all. And if Kamala loses, you're going to see that that's going to have a deep impact, especially people that's not going to vote. And I don't know if you guys agree or not. I feel like a lot of black men, Hakeem, either they're not going to vote at all or they go vote for Trump.
Mm-hmm.
And that is really going to turn the tide of if Kamala loses or wins when it comes to the elections coming up. So for me, I'm not voting for, but for me, I'm dropping out. I mean, I'm not going to be voting any president. I will be signing my name in general, but I will be voting for my what's going on here in the state, and we'll go when it comes here local, because I feel like when it comes to proposition that's going to affect my city that I live in, also the state I live in. I feel like that's definitely more important than for me than who is voting for the presidential election and everything. Like I said, Kamala wins. It is what it is. If Donald Trump wins, it is what it is. But like I said, Trump was president before. So when Trump was here before, I already know how it's going to be and everything. But when Trump was in office, our pockets was a little bit heavy. I just want to say that because I feel like when Trump was in office, when I moved to Florida to California, it was with ease, with smoothly. That was when Trump was in office.
Yeah.
When I moved to a studio, to a one-bedroom apartment here, a nice apartment. Trump was here. I felt like I could spend a little bit much easier when Trump was here. Even though I'm not voting, I just realized when Trump was in office, I kind of know what to expect when it comes to economics. When it comes to Kamala Harris, even though she's been vice president, nothing. You didn't hear a pin drop. When it comes to the economic plan, same thing as the Biden administration. Nothing's gonna change. So, and the thing is, a lot of a lot of stuff that Kamala is saying, she really don't know what she's talking about. And I feel like with her, I don't think she's not gonna be ready. And that's my take on Kamala Harris. Go ahead, Ronnie. You want to say something about Hakeem? My bad.
Yeah, I wanted to comment on this thing that Natasha posted. Natasha and our brother here at Quayford said that 25,000 is not enough when the homes are over 250. Yes, Natasha, here's the thing. She did propose that, but from an economical perspective, it doesn't make sense. Here in Miami, the average home is 400,000. Minimum wage here is $14. Minimum wage is $14. Who's going to afford a first-time home buyer? And we all know majority in certain cities all work minimum wage. So you can't even afford a home anymore. So her doing 25,000 doesn't make any sense.
And
so,
then about that, Hakeem, their states are giving out more money than that. They will Kamala Harris.
Oh yeah, first-time home buyer program. But this the thing. Are you going to help bring more jobs that pay well, $20, $30 an hour? Are you going to entice more companies to move their money back from overseas in Ireland and Puerto Rico to come here to maybe fund in the places that are destitute to build more buildings there?
Mm-hmm.
Amazon about to cut 12,000 jobs. Y'all didn't hear that? They're about to cut 12,000 jobs. Ron can speak more on that too. Go ahead, brother.
Before you go, Ron, and what we're speaking on, like when we talk about Kamala, what Hakeem talk about Kamala, and also what Rice talk about Kamala, majority of all men have these same questions about Kamala. So when the women say, "Oh, you just you just misogynist and everything," no, we're being smart about it. We're not dumb. We have we're thinking side eye when it comes to Kamala Harris, and when it comes to the election, if she loses, y'all gonna see that. Go ahead, Ronnie.
See, here's the problem that we face. We face a problem that everybody is basing this election on skin color and not basing everything on facts. On fact and what is pretty much presented before you. Prime example, Kamala Harris just went to North Carolina talking about the situation that happened with the hurricane. What I think Helene, I think Helene was it, and the simple fact how they don't even have resources. They paying every citizen over there that property got damaged only $750. Fell the ball on the female. That's number one. Fell the ball on that. Fell the ball when it came to aspect of the border. Fell the ball when it came to aspect of immigration. Fell the ball when it came to aspect of being the pretty much vice president. People kept saying for a long period of time, for the whole 4 years, what did Kamala Harris did? Absolutely nothing. Now I understand Biden is the main source when it comes to presidency because he is the current president. But however, you still the vice president. You still have some form of power. Biden right now is pretty much sitting down. He's not really doing anything. I think the last time he spoke was like a couple of days ago, and he was talking about the hurricane on Henley, if I'm saying her name correctly, whatever the hurricane called. But that's the last time that Biden actually spoke in a very long time since he stepped down. So them two together are not doing a great job. And that's why I say I understand there's a hatred towards Trump because they see Trump as the enemy. They see Trump as racist. But if you do research on Kamala Harris, you will probably find some racist things that she said as well. That's what I'm saying. both of them, to be honest, both of them to me is not really great candidate when it comes to presidency. However, the reason why a lot of people are falling to Trump because Trump is focused on the main issue, which is the economics and what can benefit us career wise. Amazon right now is like how can you say this cut 25,000 jobs, and those are manager jobs.
Yep.
Higher up. Yes, do Amazon do that a lot? Yes, they do that from time to time, but not at that large number, especially when we head into the holiday season. It's just showing that how the economic is not really. I don't know how they say we at an easy state where you can see like jobs are being cut. A lot of people say there's not a lot of job growth and a lot of jobs opportunities, and that also falls back on the Biden administration. So I think this election, men are being very, very careful. Now we hear a lot of men saying today they're not voting because the simple fact is they say both candidates don't really benefit either. But to me, the reason why I say Trump because I look at the economic side of point because Trump is going to focus on the global economy, the global tax debt, the crisis that we have all over the world, and not only that, but it's gonna start cutting back that the funding they send over there overseas when we actually need funding over here, especially right now when we're dealing with a hurricane season. That's what I told people: pay attention was before you, and then go based on emotion. That you're black, you should just vote black only, and that's the issue we have in America. Go right ahead, King.
I want to answer this because Natasha, you are making a point. You first say the issue there was no money in marketing for men. So you brought up a policy. Are you going to pass up 25,000? It doesn't do nothing if we have no jobs to accept the money to pay for the house. There's no jobs. Natasha, I'm being very serious. There's no job, like there's no factory jobs, no ironwork jobs. It's even hard to get into the plumbers union. I'm telling you because I tried. Steel workers union. I tried. Like I'm tried. So how am I going to take $25,000 for a house if I can't make $60,000 to $70,000 to qualify for a mortgage here in the loan? Now, mind you, here's the thing: they don't raise it up. Now you got to put 20% down. Since the crash of the last real estate market, they're asking for 20% for conventional loans. And it's harder and harder now to qualify for an FHA and certain things. Don't get me wrong. I don't want On the Spot Live to get on me. You know what I mean? She might be lurking somewhere.
I'll
But
be in the clouds.
Yeah. But this is what I'm saying. There's an income issue. And then another thing too, a lot of y'all might say we might have to move to towns where it's more cheaper. There's no jobs there. You're from the Midwest, Jordan. Tell them Ohio, Missouri, Detroit, Chicago, Milwaukee. Most of them people are not working there. Most of those people are on some sort of assistance. I'm not talking on just making games. I'm just telling you what it is. There's thousands of men who are not working. What policy helps them to get a job so we can benefit from that? We already have first down payment assistance programs in every city and state and county in the state of Florida or in the United States.
And I want to say this, Hakeem, even though she said you might put up, $25 for first-time home buyers, are you actually going to do it? Because this right here reminds me of the student loan, erasing student loan debt. That's what reminds me right here. So far with student loan debt, it has worked for some people, but according to Joe Biden, he didn't erase everybody's student loan debt. And that's the problem. I looked at the exact same, even though she says it's about 25K, are you really going to do that policy?
Yeah.
Do you know a lot of these politician lies? It sounds good for people. It's 25,000 sound people that makes minimum wage and everything. It sounds good, but when it comes to the middle class people, which I'm in, it's not enough.
Basically,
I'm gonna say it's not enough. If she gives me a course, but the thing is, as a middle class, 25K is not enough. 50K is not enough.
No, on a $400,000 house to put down. You got to come up with another 40.
California average is 80K.
You see,
800K.
25,000 on 800K.
Yeah. Yeah, Natasha, as this men in general, we're just speaking that men in general. This is what we thinking about, when it comes to voting for Kamala. We do have some people have issues with Trump too, but when it comes to Kamala, when it comes to the economic plan, and also her being a vice president, which we didn't hear anything of.
No.
We're not trusting Kamala like that because she has to show what she has done, especially as a vice president.
This Jordan, this goes to the old saying of this. On those comments on that video, I read a lot of women on there say, "Black men, educate yourself." I want y'all to educate yourself and show me a policy, show me a specific policy that helps men. Like, because y'all don't think about men in that sense, because you think we run everything and everything is all fine, hunky-dory for us. Only a certain group of men are at the top upper echelon. It's a lot of us here still struggling.
And now that, but shout out to Bobby Bryan, that's also in the building. Shout out to her and also Sherry Bryan. I hope you guys are safe during this hurricane, pretty much during the storm. So make sure you guys are safe. Like, shout out to all the Floridians that's preparing themselves for the storm. We want to give you guys a special shout out. And not only that, my apologies for the Rumble family. Right now, I'm still working on Rumble in the back, so just bear with me. I'm still working on it. If not, we will upload the live right after the show. I'll try my best to try to upload the live right after the show, so you guys won't. Y'all might have to watch the replay. Hopefully by the day of tomorrow. So my apologies to the Rumble family. I don't know what's going on with Restream, but it's acting funny in the back. But yeah, that's the problem we are having when it comes to this election. This election, you're dealing with twofold that most men are having issue with, but a lot of men falling back with Trump. I say because the simple fact of the economy. The economy is not in the best shape. Immigration is not in the best shape, and all those things Kamala Harris was in charge of, and she did not do a great job. That's why I say, to me, she didn't do anything, and her being president is going to show you she's not going to do anything as well. Right now, the prime example why her and Ron DeSantis right now is beefing when it comes to the aspect of what's happening in Florida and what happens in North Carolina. They're beefing because the simple fact is she's not doing her job. If people want to vote her in because Trump is quote unquote bad, make sure she's doing her job correctly. But don't get me wrong, Hakeem Jordan, they will be one day will be a free president.
Yeah,
but not in this term.
No. We're not ready for one this today.
If she were, I won't be surprised.
It will be one.
If it will be one, I won't be surprised to be Republican too. I won't be surprised.
Oh yeah, she's gonna be Republican.
No, because like you say, she don't really benefit anybody. Even the LGBTQ community are having issue with her as well.
Facts, especially the black man who's an LGBTQ, especially the black man.
Hey,
say that.
I watched the Young Turks the other day where they say 42% of Arab Americans are going to vote for Trump. 42%.
And that's the highest ever.
Highest ever. You would think they are going to vote for Kamala, but here's the thing. Y'all was sloppy with the Gaza situation. They're looking at that. They're looking at how you handling the Palestinian boys.
Because the Democrats, they're pro-Israel. A lot of people don't know that.
Yeah.
Joe Biden and Kamala Harris and the Democrat Party, they are pro-Israel.
Very pro-Israel. So Arab Americans here are looking, and let's not forget, Jordan answered this. There's a lot of Iranians in California.
Yes, they are.
A lot of rich Iranians.
Northern California, exact. Northern California.
Rich Iranians in California. These people who are Americans, who are Iranian descent, watching you how you handle Yemen, how you handle Palestine, how you handle Lebanon, how you handle all these situations, and the Arab Americans be like, even the Arabs in Detroit.
And let's Ukraine. Don't forget about Ukraine too.
So a lot of us, what about Benghazi? Thank you. We're saying, hey, this doesn't look good. Even the Arabs know that Trump might have a disdain for them. He knows that Trump is going to try to stop from heavy artillery bombing on their people. That's all they want. They don't care if they don't want Muslims here or nothing. They say Trump might not start no world war. Think about that.
Trump said he's trying to end the war. He's trying to end the war as quickly as possible if he come into office.
Oh,
that's the first thing he's gonna focus on. I think he will too. I think so too. I think he's gonna end it.
Listen, I think he had enough rep to go talk to Putin and to go talk to Netanyahu and be like, hey, we need to come to the table. If not, we cutting this off. He said, you gonna pay for it.
Even the situation with Israel, the situation that's going on with Israel and Gaza.
Here's something that y'all don't know. We give Israel $4 billion a year.
Correct.
Aside from all the other stuff we give them, $4 billion a year. For what?
Why? That's why Joe Biden and Kamala not telling you guys that. The Democrat Party's not telling y'all that. They didn't say, "Oh, we working on a solution and all that type of stuff." No, we have a deal with Israel.
Yeah. Hey.
I don't know. You see, age comment said, why didn't she fix it 3 years ago? That's what I'm saying. She's never gonna fix it.
Yeah.
I would say nah. Hey. Even when she came into office, she was going against Biden. People fail to realize she was going against Biden. She even called Biden a nickapoo. Like Biden was ignorant. She was like, I don't know why I put him into office.
Yo, you remember Tyranny was in here on your side. She was like, and a lot of women want to see Kamala up there as far as symbolism. They said she's the best possible thing. I say, why don't y'all go read?
And I'm gonna say, Hakeem, they got that with her being the vice president. But the thing is, it's like after that, she didn't do anything. You got what you want, her being the first vice president, but she didn't do anything. So what's the difference when she's gonna be president? If she did kind of the same thing, she's vice president. I just want to say that.
Hey, look, thanks to Natasha Vincent, she sent a link where Kamala Harris on her issues, and we're not gonna focus on that. I just want to read a couple of these things. And Natasha, thank you. And this is so the issue, she should say cutting taxes for middle class families, making rent more affordable and home ownership, growing small businesses and investing in entrepreneurs, taking bad actors and bringing down costs, strengthening and bringing the cost of healthcare, protect and strengthen Social Security and Medicare, support America, innovation and workers, provide pathways to middle class through quality, affordable education, invest in affordable care, and long-term lower energy costs. Yeah. That's right there.
There you have it. But like I say, at the end of the day, is remember the people make the decision. It's whoever you want in office. But don't get me wrong, majority of the vote, women, especially black women, are voting for her, and black men are not. Now right now, I think as of this past weekend, I saw the polls. The polls showing Trump is up, I think, by 2 basis points.
Yep.
But at the same time, anything can fluctuate as we head to November. I would say this election is very, very important. Gotta make sure you do your research. We try to bring a politician on the show so we can talk more about politics. I'm still working on that in the back. Go right ahead, Jordan. Continue.
All right, on to the next topic. Oh, I definitely want to talk about this one because this 10-year-old boy, he is a bad boy, bad. So, 10-year-old boy in Minneapolis, Minnesota, was arrested after driving a stolen car through a playground full of other kids. This wasn't his first time in trouble with the law. The police chief said the incident occurred Friday near a school near North Minneapolis. A boy stole a car and drove back and forth at some point, driving near the sidewalk and almost hitting another child. He was later arrested and placed into juvenile detention center for probable cause of second degree assault. But the thing is, it's not his first time. He has 12 cases that includes robbery, assault with a deadly weapon, and many more. So go ahead, Hakeem, play the clip, and after that, we chop it up.
Connection with activity with stolen cars. And too many parents that have been begging us for help.
All right, I want to start tonight with a story that really knocked us all back here today, because this is video. We've got, see it back there, of a car driving through a playground area. This is in Minneapolis. And during a couple of passes, he actually zooms through and past where these kids were all playing. And if that's not bad enough, okay, here's the real surprise. The driver, just 10 years old. Our Leon Purvis joins us now tonight. Leon, this happened a couple of weeks ago, but we're just getting this video today. But the other part of the story here is that this is not the first time this 10-year-old has had run-ins with police, is it?
Yes, Tim, that's what police tell us tonight. Minneapolis police say that the 10-year-old drove near the playground on September 20th. And Chief Brian O'Hara says that the 10-year-old boy has at least 30 entries with the department dating back to May 2023. Surveillance video caught it all at Nellie Stone Johnson School. The car just drives across the grass. Then this, it approaches the playground as the child quickly stops to keep from getting hit. Police say the alleged driver was a 10-year-old boy.
This is a case, as there are others, where parents need help. It's not an issue of parents being neglectful.
Minneapolis Police Chief Brian O'Hara says they've arrested the boy at least 2 times before in other incidents. His history with police spans back nearly 18 months.
This boy is also listed as a suspect in more than 12 cases that range from auto theft to robbery to assault with a dangerous, deadly weapon. The remaining entries are mostly related to runaway type cases.
O'Hara believes the system has failed this 10-year-old.
This is a situation where a mother, who I believe is a good parent, has been asking the system for help, and the system has been failing her and failing her child.
A system that has few answers for young children. And if his arrest in this case doesn't raise concerns, add to it the belief that he was driving a stolen car.
The system doesn't have an answer for what to do with someone this young. And that is the revolving door that we've been seeing over and over throughout this year.
To prove his point, the boy was in another incident in August. Those charges were just approved Friday.
This juvenile, amongst other juveniles, when approached a victim while holding a knife in his hand and threatened the victim, saying that he would gut her. "I will gut you," is his quote, the victim stated, while trying to steal the victim's Kia.
The chief
Not in connection with activity with stolen cars.
Okay, so it looks like he's raising a single parent household with the mother. So the chief is saying blame the system, don't blame the parent. But is he right? Go ahead, Ronnie, man. Do you blame the system or do you blame the parent?
You already know me. I blame the parents. I told you, pretty soon they need to put it into law. If your kids out here acting like a mutt and act like a hooligan, the parents need to be charged too, because it's your responsibility as a parent to make sure you discipline your kids and make sure they're doing what they're supposed to be doing, which is behaving and stay out of trouble. I think the problem is that we become as a society we tend to baby the children way too much, and the children know they can get away with murder. I just recently just saw with deletion. I just recently just saw a video of a couple of kids going to a 7-Eleven store and breaking up the convenience store. It was literally inside in California. Went to the 7-Eleven, a couple of kids, and went and destroyed the whole store because they want to be hooligans. Sometimes as parents, you got to realize it's 8 o'clock. It's 8 o'clock at night. Where are your kids? If you're coming home, I understand you come home from work, you're tired. We get it. That's part of adulthood. At the same time, it's your responsibility to make sure you take care of your kids and make sure they're staying out of trouble. Things gonna have to change. That was I didn't feel bad when it came to the aspect of the shooter that was trying to delete what's it called? The father was charged as well. You got to be responsible for your own children. Go ahead.
I'm a bit old fashioned. Throw the book at him. Boarding school, therapy. Because he's graduating gradually. I don't know. A lot of people don't know. Started running away, stealing cars, pulling a knife. Next one is an M1. Next is an M1. As you get older, he's gonna think this is cool. This is a person who's that like this is what Natasha's saying. That's a cry for help. That's a cry for help. And me, I believe in prison. I believe in the judicial system. I believe if a person can lock him up, throw it away. If therapy won't work, throw him away. Put him under the jail because he's going to make it bad for other kids. You know what I mean? These people don't have no sense of reasoning to understand who they can hurt and all that. No, it don't work like that. Put the 10-year-old in jail. San Quentin shoe program.
You know, I'm a big fan of the show. What's the show? What's the show they take the kids to prison? What was the show
Scared
called?
Straight.
Scared Straight. I am a
Yeah,
big
Scared
fan
Straight.
of Scared Straight, and they need to do another season of Scared Straight because that's what that boy needs to go to. He needs to be scared straight. Go to prison. See how the prison life is. See how the prisoner how they act during the time and everything. Because I feel like him going to prison or Sarah Straight, they're definitely gonna shake him out. Definitely change and everything. So I am a big fan of Scared Straight, and that boy needs to go to Sarah Straight because the mother ain't doing anything, which that's a problem. The detention center is not doing anything because after he leaves the detention center, he's doing the same thing over and over again. So the detention center is not doing one thing to help him out. So he needs to go to jail and get scared and get scared straight out and everything because this little boy is a hooligan and him just sit in the car and drive around the parade cars while other kids are playing him, that is super duper dangerous. So send him to Scared Straight. He needs to be scared. Because this is uncalled for, especially driving around in that stolen car around kids. Super dangerous.
Now, sometimes that still don't work, even though they get scared straight. Sometimes they still end up criminals. It don't work all the time. It don't work all the time, but that was is the parents. The parents got to discipline their children. That's all. Just discipline them. How hard is it to discipline your child? Just discipline them. And I know one of the reasons too is the lack of fathers not being in the home as well. Fathers not being in the home, and the mother can't do everything. The mother can't do it all. The mother's trying to be Superman, but they can't. They still need help from the father, and that's real talk. But that's the issue we're facing, especially when it comes to Black America, is the father not being at home. Man, gotta step up. We really do. Go right ahead, Jordan. Go ahead. How can you was gonna say something?
Look. Eckford said, look like the movie Animal 2. That's the one where our boy Vin Rames was in it. He said where Jay Allen talked to them kids. Yep.
Yeah, but shout out to those that's watching us right now on Twitter. We really do greatly appreciate you guys. We got 4 people watching us on Twitter right now, so we're gonna work on our Twitter family as well. Rumble, we apologize. Technical issues. I've been working for that for like about an hour and a half, and still having the same issue. So I'll figure it out after the show. But we'll re-upload it tomorrow, so you guys will be able to rewatch the live stream we did today. So because it takes about I think a couple of hours before this process through YouTube and I upload it over there to Rumble. But go right ahead, Jordan.
All right. Since you talk about that, let's talk about good things about kids. So there's been a study spanning for over 83 years that that kids that are involved in household tasks of doing chores tend to become successful adults later in life. So this study has been true that if you're a parent, if you start getting your kids chores on the early age, if you consistently give them the chores and everything, later in life they become out being very successful as being successful as mean when it comes to making having a good paying job and when they have their own house and everything, they are stable U.S. citizens and everything. So go ahead, King, play the clip about the research about about the kids doing chores. And then after that, we will chop it up.
On the menu, I love this. Study alert. According to a new Harvard grant study, kids who do chores, Maureen, are more successful as adults. And when you think about it, it kind of makes sense. This is the longest ongoing study in the United States. It's a study that goes back 80 years. Maureen, what they look for is what makes people happy. And the number one and the number two things that have shown up for the last 80 years, love and work ethic. It's what makes people happy and successful. So the successful part obviously comes from a work ethic, which we can instill in our kids at a young age by assigning chores.
Right. And if you think about it too, I mean, work ethic, that means you're probably doing well at work. And if you find somebody who has the same work ethic, then that person is easier. Think about like, oh, if my husband didn't do the dishes,
exactly,
we would be fighting all the time. But yeah, I think about that with my own kids because they're little and it's a mess when they try to like make their own bed. But they need to learn that because I don't want them growing up not knowing how to make their bed.
And that's important too. The study stresses, look, as parents, we're not getting off the hook with less work for us with because let's face it, kids aren't great at cleaning.
No.
So we have to walk around behind them and we have to double check, but we also can instill that pride in work. This isn't how you make your bed. You show them the proper way and then say, now tomorrow we're going to try to make it so it looks more like this than what you had it today.
You're setting them up to be a good worker for some company or maybe owning their own business one day.
Did you do chores as a kid? Did
All
you
the
have
time.
to?
All the time.
I did too.
Yes.
Yeah. And I completely believe the results of this study. I have two. They're grown now, but they had chores throughout their young lives. And I could see as time went on that I had to keep an eye on them a lot less when it came to checking to see if they had done their chores. So I think it also instills responsibility along with work ethic.
Yeah.
Nothing
And
negative about it, really.
There are chores that we still need to teach kids. Like my mom taught me how to sew a button onto something.
Yes.
Now my husband, he wants to go pay $14 for somebody to sew a button on. And I'm like, no, here we go. It's for free.
I learned in home ec class.
Yeah,
I've actually
they don't have those anymore.
I know they don't, but it's come in handy for me. I've had to fix buttons on suit coats and whatever.
Yeah, so we're going to chores. I know all three of us had to do chores. You know, we was kids and everything, and we're successful in the way, I believe so. Go ahead, Akeem, man. What's your take on kids doing chores and them being more successful?
Mm. Man. This is so real. And I think that, Jordan, me, you, and Ron are going to give great explanation on this because this can contribute to our own work ethic in this. It has to translate to where we come from. As long as I can remember growing up, my father has always and my mother have always set tasks for us to do and to complete it and set benchmarks. So when I think about this, I say it's so true to the point where if you make a kid and you set them, or another thing too, if you bring your kids along to work and they see you working and they see you doing this, so they're going to try to emulate this. I can only remember that my dad used to take me to work. Used to hop up on a big truck. He drove a big garbage truck, not the dump one. The dump one, they used to take me. They say, we'll go take to the dump on the weekends and stuff like that. We'll clean up. We'll fix on cars. Those are the reason why I have a work ethic to this day. Same thing watching my mother go and balance the books and stuff like that. So they're saying 100%. And that's just a basic level. If you that's just a basic level, but also too, in action, if you get up in the morning every day and your kid is like, hey, where you going? I'm going to work. You see what I'm trying to say? That registered in their head compared to seeing somebody sit at home. Or where you at, mom? Father, daughter work way. Son work day. So it's so many components to this. I think this is a good conversation to know. And this also resonates to why kids live a certain type of lifestyle due to what their parents present to them.
No, but my dad taught me that he taught me work ethic at the age of 9. I used to work with my dad in the work field, so that's why you see me. I'm always Hakeem and Jordan know me very well. I'm a worker. I'm a worker. Some people think I'm a workaholic because I've been working since the age of 9. My dad told me the value of work ethic and not only that, but also the value of money. So that's why I focus on a lot of go out there, grind and hustle. You can't stop, won't stop. I'm not gonna say bad boys because some people got they feel towards it. But that is a good thing to do, especially when your kids are young. Not only that, but also showing the value of money as well. If your kids are doing chores around the house, especially as parents, give them a couple of dollars or two, give them an allowance so they can see, okay, my work is going to benefit me money in the long haul. That's why some people that do have stay-at-home businesses, they tend to have their kids to work with them because now they're teaching them the value of work and understand that, hey, you're not just gonna be lazy, just sitting around the house and not do nothing. Sometimes kids are the only child. Sometimes they tend to not do anything because they're the only child. Sometimes they tend to be spoiled, and not only that, but also spoiled in life. That's why it's good when kids have other siblings, because then the parents could give different tasks to different children and say, hey, do this and do this and do this. Then they understand, okay, life is not just given to me. Life is not just out there just given to me. I got to go out there and get it. So to me, that was a great study, and I agree with that study 110%. Teach your kids the value of work at a very young age, and they will be successful in life. They won't be lazy people. Most of the time, people that are lazy is pretty much people that have been spoiled their whole life. I'm just being honest. But people that have a strong work ethic, since small and all the way up, you see, they're working into the day. They work to the day they die. They don't stop working. But go ahead, Jordan, your commentary.
Boy, I'm so glad that me and my brother, we had living in a single parent household. We definitely had to do chores, especially living up in Michigan, where we had to mow the lawn. When it comes to the fall, we had to rake the leaves. When it comes to winter, we had to shovel the snow. And we had to do that, majority of my teenage years. I started blowing them on when I was 10 years old, all that type of thing. So when it comes to lawn work, landscaping, I was good at that. I was so good at it, but I was turned 15 and 16. My uncle had a landscaping business. I used to work with him in the summertime, with mowing lawns, putting down mulch and all that type of things as well. Building the skill of cooking, to me, that was a chore we had to do. We had to cook. Me and my brother as well, vacuum, make our bed consistently as well. Just doing that on a consistent basis. And with that, that helps me. It helped me and my brother build us to be, when it comes to jobs, working long hours, which I don't do no more. But just having a good me and my brother having a good working environment. Just just go out and work and everything, and also with this, with the podcast and everything. I'm glad that my mom is still that in us of us being workers, because my mom, she worked as a nurse overnight for the last 33, the last 30 years. She had to work overnight and everything. So we saw how much my mom worked and everything, and that kind of said us, okay, we see our mom do what she doing. We gotta make sure the house is good, make sure the house is clean, make sure the yard is good and everything. And when it comes to cooking, the mom can't cook nothing. We gotta, bust out to cook something. When it comes to breakfast, lunch, and dinner and everything. So, also that, see my daughter, doing a podcast, with you fellas and too, and also her being at 7 months, seeing us, doing chores and everything. And eventually she's gonna be walking through, and then once she start walking, maybe when she gets older and everything, teach her how to make the bed, teach her how to cook as well. So, I'm definitely, when it comes to chores, I'm definitely, have my daughter, definitely gonna do some chores. Start with making the bed, picking up toys in the rooms and everything, just small stuff like that. And then once she gets older, then build a bed, and then hopefully, maybe we have another baby, in the future. Me and my wife, we're gonna talk about it sooner or later. But yeah, that study is over 85 years old, and to me, it's 100% correct. There are some kids there are some parents who are lazy with their kids, that they don't give them chores. They do everything for their kid, and they do spoil them. And if you look at them when they start growing up, they're not so successful in life and everything. But that study is 100% correct on that. And like I said, being a father, I'm definitely going to say that with my daughter for sure.
And this is why it's so very important to make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell on the right hand side. Remember, we do go live each and every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 6 o'clock Eastern time. However, tomorrow we may not go live. Simple fact is, me and Hakeem's in Florida. It depends on the storm. We may have technical issue when it comes to the Wi-Fi and our connection. So we'll let you guys know. Just be on the lookout for the community tab, because we may not go live on tomorrow. But if everything goes well, which I know everything's going well, we will go live on Wednesday and also go live on Friday. But just be on the lookout on the community tab. push come to shove because it depends on the weather. Because sometimes they turn the power off and then turn the power back on. It depends on the state of the storm. Okay, it is a Category 5 hurricane. So even though it's in the Tampa area, Florida, Miami's still gonna be affected by some of the waves. Not the waves, but the wind. So that's why we got to be on the lookout for that. Or why I say lazy adults raise kids the same way. Facts. The mom, mother, and the Vincent say kids need structure, point blank, period. I totally agree with that comment, 110%. But we really want to appreciate you guys, especially why shout out to them Cowboys for winning on Sunday. Sunday prime time. I wish I knew they were gonna win prime time. I told people they were gonna win prime time. Shout out to Age and new subscribers. Thank you so much for coming through, especially with your for your commentary too. Your comments, we really do greatly appreciate it. Know your worth. Y'all be in my prayers. Thank you. I talked to Sophia Grace. She's doing good because Sophia actually live in the Tampa area, but she's doing well. Jordan's family doing well, my family doing well. So a lot of people's family are doing well in the Tampa area. But if you're over there on the beach side, make sure you make your way out because I heard pretty soon they're gonna close. That's it. After the day, that's it. So make sure you make your way out. If not, they're gonna tell you how to stay there because the roads they're about to close the roads. So if you're there, make sure you're in the Tampa area by the beach side. Make your way out today. Don't wait. Don't be stupid. Don't be ignorant. Just get out of there and just resume back on Thursday as the storm passes. Yeah, God bless us all. Yeah, because they're gonna need it over there in Tampa. Tampa got hit with 2 storms this year. Man, 2. So, but blessings and abundance for the people over there in Tampa. Our prayers and thoughts go over there with them, and I know everything's gonna turn out great. But I just don't want them. You know how Keem and Jordan be them ignorant people that just want to stay and watch the whole thing and want to be recorded and say, "Look, I'm on." Don't be dumb. Just don't be ignorant. Just don't go out there. Shout out to the mom, father, Kendall for also being in the building. Shout out to Ashton Wynn, the creator of Shiesty Avenger, also in the building. I think he go live right after us at 8:30 Central Time. No, Eastern Time, 7:30 Central Time. So guys, make sure y'all go over there and subscribe to his channel and show some love and support. Shout out to Narrator and Dialogue that also was in the building, guys. Make sure you also subscribe to his channel. He have some dope content over there. We really do greatly appreciate. Shout out to Kareem Stevie. If y'all missed that interview, y'all need to go back and check that interview. She was actually on the panel interview her best friend, so that was actually good. Who was the author? Was the artist? Very, very dope interview. So if I didn't see the interview, make sure y'all go ahead and see the interview. It's there publicly, so y'all go ahead and see it and show some love. Kareem Stevie was on the panel. Was really, really, really dope. Hakeem, that was a dope interview. Jordan, you missed it, but I know you'll be on the next one because we told her it's gonna be a
Yo, I
part
seen it. It
2.
was It was dope.
It's gonna be a
Really
part
dope.
2.
It's gonna be a part 2. So guys, be on the lookout. It's gonna be a part 2.
Yep.
And probably a long-standing version because Jordan was not on the panel, but this time he'll be on the panel on that one. Shout out to Victor that was also in the building. Greatly appreciate you, big dog. Shout out to Mimi that was here yesterday. She was the first one to comment, so we want to give her love and support. Shout out to her for also being there. Shout out to Tyranny. Tyranny coming over here showing us love and support. Shout out to her. We really do greatly appreciate it.
With the misandry.
Know your word. Shout out to you, sweetheart, for coming through.
Know your word.
I don't know you're a guy. I don't know you're a guy or a woman. I'm just
know your
please
word.
let me know. Know your word. Shout out to you for coming through, showing love, and support. Shout out to those who are watching on Facebook, Instagram, Kick, and also Twitch. Guys, make sure you follow. And now we're on Twitter. So guys on Twitter, make sure you follow us as well. Rumble, we're gonna upload it live tomorrow, so be on the lookout. We're gonna upload it live, so y'all won't miss a live stream. We should be up and running by Wednesday. We're gonna figure out what's going on after the show. We're gonna figure out what's going on with Rumble. Guy. Oh, thanks. I was just making sure because you ain't got no picture, so you're a guy. Shout out to you, big dog. Ty Key, that's a guy.
I thought it was a woman. So.
No, I was trying to tell you, that was it. Hey, shout out to also Jalen that was also in the building as well. We really do greatly appreciate it. Shout out to those that also watch us on the playback. I know Next Level, No Chaser, Killer Swag. All you guys that also go and watch us on the play. Big Mustafa. All you guys, we really do care out of Clubhouse. You guys, we really do greatly appreciate you guys for always coming through and showing love and support. So once again, if you're in the Tampa area, by the beach side, make your way out now because the mayor is gonna shut it down, and that's it. So make your way out and make sure you're safe and dry as the storm pass on Thursday. But I think by tomorrow, Jordan Hakeem, we should be feeling the wind. Woo! Guys, also make sure you go to KL Culture Radio description. In the description where you see the KL Culture Radio t-shirt what me and Jordan got on, the KL Culture Radio hat, and also the KL Culture Radio coffee mug. Hakeem is also working on the jackets. We know we're going in the winter season, so we're working on the jacket. The jacket should be coming out soon. Guys, we will let you know when the jacket is out. Now that, go to KL Culture Radio Community Tab, the Community Tab where you find Prince Hakeem book, Black Love. Come over here, support the platform. We really do greatly appreciate it. Now that, also become members, because pretty soon we're going to do exclusive content for members only. That's when we're traveling. That's when we do our regular guys talk.
Yeah.
If we meet people on the street interviews, whatever the case may be. So guys, become members. We are working on that very, very soon. And pretty soon we're going to be doing exclusive interviews just for members only. Support the platform. And we want to make sure we get everybody in the chat emoji. So become members today. Don't be afraid. Support the platform. We really do greatly appreciate it. Shout out to X, Twitter. You're part of the family now. We got many more families we're creating. Thank you for tuning in to KL Culture Radio. We over and out.